What is going on, YouTube family? Welcome back to another breakdown of gold. Here we're going to be analyzing gold, what we're expecting to happen within the next couple of days, weeks, give or take, right? And if you're new to this channel, this is your first time being here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. All right, so before I get into the whole breakdown of gold, first things first is I want to acknowledge all the awesome people that have dropped comments on the channel. Right, so latest comment comes from a gentleman called Eddie Lewis. Eddie's been with me for a hot minute in regards to being one of my day one subscribers. I mean, literally, you will find his comments in some of my earlier videos. Always got tons of interesting things to say in regards to the markets, and his forecast is usually really good, right? So I definitely like what he has to say. And in this reference, or in regards to what he's put down, this is in relation to the NAS, because that was a video I did yesterday. This video right here. So you might see it in the corner somewhere, maybe around here towards the end of the video. So make sure you give that a look in just to see my take in terms of where I think market is going to go as for the NAS for this coming week commencing the 18th of December, Monday the 18th of December. So what Eddie has to say is this, similar thinking. So he agrees with my analysis, right? But I think it will pull back to grab liquidity, then start making a new high, right? Or a new higher high, right? Either way, I definitely agree with that. That seems very logical in terms of what it could do. And what we are going to do is we're just going to briefly go back just to see exactly what Eddie's talking about, right? And then we're going to get on with the business of talking about gold. So let's get rid of this for now. We don't need that. Okay. So as we can see, this is the high that was set in 2021. This is it right here. So yep, this is it right here, right? The high that was set in 2021, right? And what he believes market is going to do is market's going to come back down, grab the guys that are sitting down here, right? So the guys that are sitting down here that have the stops just below this level right here, come and grab them and then continue to push up to that level, okay? And that looks likely that that's going to happen. But however, we're going to go more into detail about that situation in the next video that will be coming out, which is going to be on Saturday of next week, right? So we're not going to focus too much on that. We're just going to wait to see how everything plays out. So once again, shout out to you, Eddie, right, for being a day one, and I wish you all the best in your trades for this week, all right? So we're going to get straight into what we need to talk about, which is gold. Okay, now gold on the fundamental side, right? The data on that is very bullish, right? On the fundamental side, I had all of the fundamentals information all laid out, and literally I lost them all, right? Just because I had to reset up the browser, etc., and it all just went, right? Long story short, is moving forward, I'm going to be bringing that in, right? So I'm saying the fundamental for gold is bullish, and I'm not showing anything to support that. But if you are able to go back in time, especially look at last week's fundamental news that came out, they were all in support of gold being bullish, right? Even though I was taking sell positions. And now I'm going to explain what I did, why I did what I did, okay, and what I'm doing now. So for that, we're just going to jump into the day real quick, and we're going to briefly talk about some of the moves that I made, right? So last week what we talked about was all the moves that I made over here, right? So I took a sell around here, and then I took more sells in this area over here. I was closed out over there. I was closed out in this area over here, right? Due to I just closed everything out. I thought I was going to say trailing stop, but I closed everything out, manually exited out all the trades, right? And then on the Monday, I then put in a sell again. Right? So Monday, I put in a sell, and what I did was, this is the area. So this is where Monday's candle started to open up from. It started pushing up from this area over here, okay? And what I basically did was, let me get rid of all of this stuff here. What I basically did was I positioned myself under here. So I positioned myself under this one right here, because I did it, then I went to bed, right? So I put it right under this location over here. I covered my stop was, I think my stop was here. So my stop was over here, right? Which is kind of large, but it's cool, right? And then we read it downwards, right? So first things first, market's going down. The market gave me what I was wishing for, which is it closed below a weekly low. So that's that right here, last week's weekly low, right? So then what I did was I added more sells right here. So I added another sell over here, and this is all on a Monday, right? Now, rule number one, trading on a Monday is it's risky business, right? Risky business, but I did it anyways, right? Then it wicked up to around this area. So then I came in with a pending order. What time was this? Yes, 1:30. So that's right. I came into the pending order. I stuck it right under here, right? And then it flew down. Great. So then towards the end of the day, right, I kind of realized that I need to be bringing in trailing stops. Why? Because FOMC was going to be coming out on the Wednesday. So I had to try to protect as much of my trades as I possibly could. So what I did was I started to bring in all of my trading stops. So all of my trading stops came in and sat around here, right? So I was in small profit with these two, and my biggest one was this one over here, right? So my trading stop is sitting around here somewhere, right? Sitting around here somewhere, and then FOMC, and then this happens. So I got closed out, right? But however, it could have been really bad if I decided just to sit in there and not protect my trades. And it's super important to protect your trades. It's like boxing, protect yourself at all times, right? At all times, never let your guard down. So that's all that covered in terms of how we moved. So last week and this week just gone, we've done very well with gold, very well with gold, right? And like I said, I believe that with all the training that I had gained from navigating the NAS, right, that I felt that now is the time is right for me to start doing gold. I think like I know enough now to be able to successfully manage gold, right? And then, okay, now this one here was an interesting trade that I did, right? Because I took a trade up here as well on the Friday, right? And reason why I took the trade on the Friday is because I knew price was going to be breaking down on the Friday, and there was going to be a stop loss hunt for all the guys that were in with buys because they saw this move over here, right? So I knew that market was coming to get all of these guys that were sitting here, right? So what I did was around late in the afternoon, I put in a sell right here, right under. Market came in, triggered me in nicely, and then towards the end of the Friday, I got off on this wick right here. I just hopped off, boop, right? So we had nice deals, nice sells that we taken from this way all the way down, right? We didn't do any buys. Then we had another situation where we could have sold some more, so then we sold, and then we grabbed a little bit over here. So all in all, it worked out fantastic in terms of my trades for last week. So now what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about what could happen this week, right? Moves for this week coming in regards to gold if you're going to be trading gold yourself, right? So as a stand, going off the fundamental news of last week, gold is still bullish, right? People are very convinced that gold is bullish, right? Me personally, I'm not bothered about what they say, how they say it, any of that. I do not care. What I do care about is what direction this market is going based on what I can see for myself. I take that information, whatever it is they say on board, don't get it wrong, right? I don't know everything, but what I do like to do is I like to trust myself more than I'm trusting other people. It's just how I like to roll, right? So we know that last week's low is this one over here, right? And we know that this low was taken out this week, right? The previous week's high is yet to be taken out, and the news in relation to the market is pretty much saying that this is a bullish market instead of a bearish one. Now we're going to go into a higher time frame in a moment, just to really get a much better look in terms of why they're saying what they're saying and if there is any logic to it or not. So first things first, let's put in a weekly low. So that was the weekly low of last week just gone. And this is going to be the weekly high, right? The weekly high. This is the weekly high. Okay, cool. Right, so this is the weekly high, weekly low, all selling, right? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in on a higher time frame. So let's look at a day. Actually, let me get a different gold chart up. Let's get this one, because I don't think I've done any drawings on that one. Okay, so that's the one that we've got that I did earlier in regards to the potential head and shoulders, right? We're going to come back to that later. Meanwhile, we just want to look at this right now and see why the market is saying what it's saying. Okay, so as it stands right now, market sentiment right now is saying that this is bullish, right? And it is bullish, right? It's bullish across the board in terms of what gold is doing. It is a bullish situation that we got going on right now. So how are we going to navigate this situation? What's the plan? Well, first things first, let's look at the path. So the path that gold is on right now is this one right here. This is the path that gold is on. This is the current path, right? Important areas to note in regards to what gold is doing right now, okay? Because although market is giving out bullish signals in regards to gold, I am somewhat still bearish in regards to what I am seeing gold do, right? There is nothing confirming that my sentiment is correct. It's just a gut feeling that I have, right? But however, market is basically saying that gold is bullish, right? So first things first, let's take a look at where everything is, right? Where everything is located, right? So this is one of the most recent support levels that has been visited. You just call it twice. There is a second one here, but we'll just say around here and around here. This is the resistance level, right? Support level, sorry. So we have support level over here. And we have a resistance level, or as I like to say, a price action zone, right? That has been breached over here. Okay? Then we have the fact that we have an all-encompassing wick, right? It's not a massive one, but it is what it is, right? It is an all-encompassing wick to the downside, which is this over here, okay? And then we compare the distance between where this is and where that is, okay? And this is looking like this is the structure that is about to take before it does a pull back down again, right? So how this situation here looks to me right now is that this isn't anything but a range. That's how it looks to me right now, okay? So although gold is bullish if you look at it on the macro, right? Although it actually is bullish if you look at it on the macro, right? So we've got the low here, then we've got another low here, then we have a higher low over here, and then there is a potential higher low or potential higher low over here, right? We have to bear in mind that this is looking more like a range than it's actually looking like an actual trending market. I mean, on a day, it's a trending market, it's trending upwards. But if we look at it, say, even though we're looking at it on the daily chart, but if we was to look at it on a much larger scale, right, like factoring everything that's taking place, this looks more like a range to me than it does look like it is on a bullish run. I could be right? I could be wrong in what it is that I'm saying, because once again, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. This is just purely my take based on what I think is happening and how it's basically happening. So let's go back into the hour again and let's just see what we got going on in terms of levels that we want to see taken out. So levels we want to see taken out before we do anything, right? Okay, so in my opinion, this is what we want to. This is what we want to look out for. This is what we want to look out for next week, right? So on the high side, $2,048.48 price closes above that level, we need to start thinking about putting in buys. That is market sentiment. That will be in line with the fundamental data. That will be in line with everything if market closes above the weekly high over here, which basically means price is going to continue to push up and then give us a new higher high in comparison to the weekly high, and take that one out or just get right up to it. Okay, on the secondary level, we're looking at $1,973.82, right? If it breaks below that level, we are looking for sells and only sells only. Okay, obviously we need to be sensible how we enter the trades when these key levels are breached, right? You've got to be sensible how you enter it, right? But that is what we're going to be looking for, because price will be telling us that is whatever direction it's most likely going to go into, it's going to go there first, pull back, then go through it properly. All right, so that'll be my recommendation for you. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the main drawings that I was doing on the gold chart, right? And then we're going to have a look to see what kind of drops we're looking at in regards to if gold is to go up or if gold is to come down, right? So looking at how this is looking, and I'm saying that this is a range, what I'm going to say, right, is that gold, it is in a sell position, right? Gold is in a sell position. So this is how I'm going to leave it. I think I'm going to make this the screenshot for the thumbnail. Okay, right? You could actually run it and make your stop be up here. Okay, right? But however, that is the vibe that I'm going with based on what I am looking at right now. Okay, so on that note, this is how I'm basically looking at the overall market when it comes to gold. I'm still looking for sells, and I'll be taking my sells from up this level over here, and I'll be looking for my buys at this level over here. All the information is laid out here in this image right here. Okay, right? Now, obviously, it's buy side and sell side. But realistically, if it does not if it closes below this level right here, right, and then it creates another wick and closes below, then naturally this will be a sell side liquidity. But if it bounces from this level, then this is now a buy side zone, right? And then do the same thing up here, right? So if you're new to this and you're trying to understand the best logic of how to approach this is how you will approach it based on what you're seeing, right? So this is a duality type signal, but in the industry we refer to this side here as a sell side and this as the buy side. But logically in a range, what this will be this will be the buy side and this will be the sell side, because remember it's hitting one side, it's touching one side, which is the buy, hits the other side, which is the sell, hits the other side over here, which is the buy, hits this side here, which then makes it the sell. And so long as we stay in this range, we just play the ping pong, right? Which is what it is, ping pong, right? So guys, so if you found the content that I've shared with you today super useful, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and drop us a like. And I will see you in the next video, which will be this Saturday coming, and it will either be on gold or NAS, but you will get 2 videos. It just depends on which one I release first. If it's going to be gold on a Saturday and NAS on a Sunday, or NAS on a Saturday and gold on a Sunday. Alright, so with all of that covered, awesome people, you have yourself a really awesome week with your trades. Abundance to you all, and I'll see you in the next video, which will be very, very soon. So for now, this is Pips and Points signing out.